Hey guys, what's going on? We're back. I'm Shane.
I'm James.
And we're here for another episode 4 of The Queen's Gambit. I really love this show so much.
Hell yeah, man. I'm absolutely addicted to the show.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this next episode, but let's talk about what happened in episode 3. First, what do you think about that episode?
It keeps getting better and better. For one thing that's really cool is to hear Cincinnati used in a Hollywood production.
Yeah.
Because you lived in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I still got a house a mile from downtown Cincinnati. But yeah, they start out that episode. She goes to Cincinnati.
Yeah, she goes. She's rising in fame.
Yeah.
Get invited to. I mean, it covers a 3-year span. This episode, right?
Yeah, it starts in '63 and it ends in '66.
Yeah. So she's becoming more popular. High school popular girls invite her over.
Yeah.
It's not for her. She leaves. Steals alcohol.
Yeah.
And this is. Is this after her mom gives her first drink, though?
That's after. So in this episode, I think it was after the Cincinnati tournament, her mom introduces her to alcohol in the hotel room.
I think it was one of those things where it's like, oh, you're doing well for yourself. Take a little bit. You're my kid. I'll let you have it.
Yeah.
Drink responsibly.
Absolutely. Of course, her mom doesn't know that she has a pill issue.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know she has a kind of addictive personality.
Yeah.
So, so she steals the alcohol later in the episode, uses some pills. Obviously, that is probably a gateway into some dark stuff in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, she wins the tournament in Cincinnati. She gets invited to the Las Vegas Open in '66, where she goes up against Benny, who, if you remember Benny, I said is that guy that's like the poor man's Johnny Depp. You know, he got a kind of cool style.
Yeah, he's in Maze Runner.
Yeah, cool style.
He's in. I believe he's in Game of Thrones as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Is he one of? I mean, I could be misremembering, but yeah, he's in a few things.
Right.
And you know what? He's the king of his world.
Yeah, he's the king of his world, man. He's like a celebrity. When he was in the hotel in Las Vegas, everybody was kind of gravitating around him. So when she faced off against Benny, that was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and she could have won the tournament.
Right.
Instead, she went for the kill against Benny, so she could beat him. But instead, she lost.
Yeah,
and therefore it's a tie.
Tied the U.S. Open. Yeah, if she would have just tied that match, she would have won the tournament outright. But maybe it was a little bit of a learning experience for her. Mm-hmm. I know when people are competitors and they have that killer instinct, it's hard to go for the tie. So I kind of relate. I mean, it's like in football when you're down by 1 with 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
You kick, or do you go for
a 2-point conversion?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we've seen different philosophies. Of course, when you make and you convert the 2-point conversion, you're a hero. When you don't convert it, you're a goat. And they're like, why the hell do you choose that? So
but not the goat.
Not the goat, a goat. Right. So I think that was all the major things.
As I've gotten older, obviously there's so much going on with testosterone in the body and hormones. Like where the tie wouldn't bother me as much as it would have when I was younger.
Yeah, when I was younger, it would have drove me nuts. Yeah, absolutely. But now
because we play basketball recently,
right.
It doesn't. I don't have to go out all the time.
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me to.
When I would have lost, I remember years ago when I lost 1-on-1 to this one guy that I know I should have beat. I was 18, 19, I freaked the fuck out. I lost my mind. I just remember kicking the basketball, screaming, cussing.
Yeah. I remember we'd have one basketball.
Right.
And me and Jared, his younger brother, my cousin, we'd be shooting. You come down like, shit, Jamie's here.
Yeah.
So you're fucking playing. And you're shooting, and then the ball's not going in. I gotta pop the ball. You have a knife, and you just fucking stab it.
I remember that.
And you go home, and we're like, what the fuck, man? Now what the fuck are we gonna
do? No more basketball. But now when you beat me routinely, it doesn't even fucking bother me. It's just...
Well, it
is what it is.
Fatter, so...
I'm almost... I'm old and I'm fat.
Yeah.
Right. So, but yeah, man. Anything else from episode 3?
No, nothing, man. I just want to get episode 4. I obviously we saw the very first episode in the very beginning. We saw we see basically her addiction issues. Just that those couple minutes. Kind of tell a lot.
Yeah.
And we're seeing her arrive there.
Her fame's growing. It looks like her addiction's growing. So it's going to be quite the combination.
The thing is, she'll be, I imagine she gets so successful that she'll be able to fuel her bad habits.
Yeah, she's gonna have the money to do it. So let's get episode 4 started.
Let's do it. So you gotta remember, she's going to
what's your name again?
A school where older boys were. So
Yeah.
I think she's still of high school age, right?
Yeah. 17-ish.
Do the chess player. Мне нравится твоя фигура.
You really like the shape of me?
I'm stoned. I shouldn't be speaking a foreign language.
And I should probably call him.
Phone's in the bedroom, through the kitchen.
I feel kind of 60s.
Late 60s.
What the hell?
That's a penis.
That's a penis.
Looks familiar.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Did you say you're partying with college students?
Yep.
It's one of those things. What can you do without being overbearing parent? You know what I mean?
There's different philosophies.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This guy's a fucking doofus too.
He's a doofus. Don't.
What's it like to be cast as a doofus?
You know, ironically, most doofuses in the movies I see aren't doofuses in real life.
Oh, I'd not say he is.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying.
What's that burning purple thing there?
You tell me.
How much longer? I'm close.
Wow.
I imagine this is her first on-screen sex, so maybe she was a virgin up until this point.
Very inadequate, dude. That was awkward.
Dude, I feel like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just an old-fashioned. Like, I don't think I could be that dispassionate.
Yeah, I don't either.
Even in a one-night stand,
Yeah.
I feel like, I think, hey, want to get some food and talk now?
Yeah, this one cuddle.
Yeah,
Hang
I
out.
wouldn't fucking do that. Jesus Christ.
I probably would. I'm a cuddler. Fuck it.
It's just, I won't get pregnant. Famous last words.
Her mom's being kind of cool about it, but I just don't know if that's the kind of parenting she needs. I don't know if her mom and her have the kind of relationship where she can impose her will.
Right. It's not. And I don't know if it's because she adopted her. She doesn't feel like she has that control, but wow.
It's a little both, probably.
We exchanged photographs. His name is Manuel.
A handsome older guy.
It's a stud.
I have to say, I am really quite thrilled.
Dude, that's gotta be a good feeling to talk to someone for years, you know, for...
And finally meet him, right?
Yeah. I can imagine.
Let's see if she's been catfished. Hopefully we see.
Did they do that shit back in the 60s?
Wasn't called catfished.
Well, fucking dog dick or something.
Dog dick. I like it.
1966. We're in the 60s.
Wait, is that him? Oh, he's a catfish.
I like to say that I was born in Mexico, but I am from Mexico City.
There's no hint of a Protestant ethic in Mexico. They're all Latin Catholics. And they really need to stop.
Go Catholic.
You're what they call an intuitive player, are you not?
Yes, I have been called that before. Sometimes the moves come to me.
I've noticed.
You don't have a strategy.
They applaud the
Right.
longest,
That's
or
hard for
ones
me
who
to
make
believe,
rather
though.
quick-
Yeah, which is oddly enough, I've been called an intuitive Smash Brother player. Like, I have years of data, you know, that I've kind of downloaded,
Right.
you know, into my head. But I don't go, well, this is how he plays and this is my strategy.
Right. It just happens.
Yeah.
Is that the mom?
She crying?
Get her ass whooped?
You can turn on the light when I'm awake.
There, she's drunk as a skunk.
Maybe she's drunk or she got her ass beat or she's crying.
I'm sorry. I seem to have caught a virus.
Oh, shit. I kind of want to be that guy. Like when I'm older.
Yeah. Reminds me of an older Pedro Pascal. He plays the Mandalorian, plays in a few things. Game of Thrones.
Oaxaca.
Oh. How long will he be gone?
At least until we leave. I'm sorry. Never been to Oaxaca, but I imagine it resembles Denver. It was fun while it lasted.
Poor mom.
Yep.
So she's playing Russian. She knows Russians are known for being world-class chess players.
It's like they are in fucking Olympic lifting, man.
Yeah, man. We're
That's
down
how-
for some certain things. How they used to be figure skating too. I don't know if they still are, but
I'm not very good at maintaining nuclear power plants. I'll tell you that right now.
Miss Harmon. Yes?
May I ask you something? In America, I am told that one sees films inside the car. Is this true?
Drive-ins. You mean drive-in movies?
Yes. Elvis Presley movies. Debbie Reynolds and Elizabeth Taylor. That happens?
Debbie Reynolds is Carrie Fisher's mom.
Does.
I would dig that.
Is that his way of asking her out?
Dude, yeah, man. I've warmed my heart a little with that kid.
Yeah,
Going
man.
good and reaching out to her. Some fucking hot older girl. You know how hard it was when you're fucking 10 and...
Yeah, I didn't do it.
It's hard.
It always ended in dread and despair for me and pain. There was a couple times I, through a couple different people,
Yeah.
I passed a message on to older girls. I never had the courage to do it myself.
Never?
No. And it
Right.
always ended
Right.
suffering. Just suffering.
I'd be like, why you no respect me? Sit your ass down. American pig.
Oh my gosh. Is she trying to use sex appeal?
I think. Damn. That's cold.
That's
I guess at a
cold.
high level, though, you gotta do anything, right?
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Is it sex appeal, or is it that she thinks so insignificantly of you and that she can just chill?
It's throwing him off, though.
It is.
Because we don't know what she's doing exactly. I think it's the latter.
Yeah. It's almost like she's annoyed. Like, you suck, I'm annoyed. Which we know is not the case.
You're the best I've ever played.
Piano. Okay, mom's playing a piano. So her mom, when we saw her last time playing a piano, she's unhappy.
Right.
How much for your stage, right?
I play fine as long as it's for fun.
Она такая же, как им проигрывать, это невероятно.
I love the way. I love these Russians back then, man. Well, you know, we don't lose. What would life be without victory? So I imagine she understood most of that.
Yeah, because she's been taking that Russian class.
Yeah.
Those two guys, they're number 2 and 3 in the world.
And those guys?
KGB. Make sure Gorbachev doesn't run away.
It's like you couldn't be a casual person expecting this game.
No. This is high level right here. Damn it.
Yep.
She got her ass kicked.
And there was no doubt. No weakness. I'm so glad you didn't see it.
Dude, her eyes are open.
Mother?
Oh my god.
That sucks, dude.
Fuck. Oh.
Of course, the bill will be taken care of,
Thank you.
including the liquor bill, which was significant.
What would you say that?
Though I'm sure none of the many margaritas she consumed was the culprit in your mother's untimely passing.
Oh, he's trying to cover his ass.
Mm-hmm.
She did mention something about the quality of the tequila.
Oh, shit.
This is Austin Wheatley.
It's Beth, Mr. Wheatley.
Your daughter?
You're in Mexico?
It's about Mrs. Wheatley.
She's dead.
She died this morning.
I can't be going off to Mexico.
Wow.
Look, I don't want any part of this. I got problems enough here in Denver. Get her up to Kentucky and bury her. And the house is yours.
Wow. Fucking Alston's a fucking...
Dick weed.
doucher. She's toasting her mother.
Tear running down.
Mas.
Okay, guys, that was our reaction. We're gonna break this episode down now.
Wow.
Dude, this show, like, it's one of my favorite shows I've watched this year.
Mine too, man.
It just this, and like we got The Mandalorian, of course. This great renaissance of television we've had over the past decade, and especially the past few years. It's just like the kind of stories you can tell in a format that is just another 2-hour movie. As like 5-6 hours.
Right.
You can take your time, develop your characters. And there's a lot to cover here. So
a lot to cover, man. And this show, like you said, there's a lot of great shows right now, but this is just an emotional.
Yeah,
it's an emotional show. I mean, it really grabs you.
It's cool when a show can make you interested, like really interested in like. Okay, for instance, like I know there's like this huge surge in chessboard. It's like around Christmas time.
Right.
People want to learn how to play chess because of this show. Yeah,
I saw a chess spot at Walmart and it was almost empty. There were just a couple left. So obviously I don't know how stocked they keep it, but it was on an end cap. And usually they put the really popular stuff on the end cap. So I found that interesting. But yeah, man, there's a lot to unpack from this episode. Beth's toughest episode, obviously, with the loss of her mom, but also getting her ass handed to her by Borgov.
Fucking Borgov.
Borgov took it to her.
Yeah, Gorbachev. I mean, it's just funny. Like, you know, the Russians, the KGB are kind of like villains.
Right.
Lots of times.
Right.
Obviously, they helped us during the war, but you know, it's always they make such kind of good villains.
They do, and it shows
because they're like, you know, these hard, you know, at least they're presented to us, you know, as these hardcore dudes, and they're committed to their country, and they. You know, like they thrive in a lot of international competition throughout the 20th century. Yeah, I mean,
well, and that reminds me of other countries that I've heard over the years really hold their top athletes' feet to the fire. Like I've heard, like before, you know, Saddam Hussein was running Iraq, how like if the soccer team didn't play well, people were executed. North Korea.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, North Korea, they're brutal and they're professional athletes.
What's the point of being a professional athlete?
I know, man. Well, you know, it's just one of those things where it's probably glamorized in their society, but once they reach that pinnacle and it becomes real serious, they don't know what's going to happen if they don't perform.
Yeah.
Obviously Russia...
yeah, the KGB was there to make sure he didn't run away.
Didn't run away, right? Like,
so I guess, I don't know how much is historically accurate.
Exactly.
He was a formidable guy, whooped her ass. You know,
he was like a machine. And even who was it? Georgie
was, dude. I love Georgie.
I love Georgie, man. He was a good little actor, and you know, she told him, "You're the best I ever played."
Yeah.
And he said something to the effect of, "Wait until you play Borgov."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was true. I mean, she got beat down by Borgov, and you know, she said that he didn't do anything special. He was just very methodical and almost like robotic, you know. And it's funny, it did a throwback to an earlier episode. I don't know if it was an earlier episode, if that was a new scene where she's sitting with those, it looks like twin brothers. And
she said he's not a robot.
He's not a robot. And,
and
he said, as far as we know, or something to that effect. So, but then when she played him, he kind of was like a robot. I mean, he just did what he had to do. So.
Take it from the top. She's in college classes, even though she's a high schooler. You know, hanging out with college dudes, partying, smoking weed.
Yeah, smoking weed.
And you know that. And that's one of the things. It kind of opens kids up. You know, her mom was kind of like a friend.
Didn't give her much structure. The situation for her mom was that once her dad ran off, her adopted father ran off, financially, they probably weren't going to survive. And Beth ended up being that provider.
Beth, I mean, I think she probably had to give her a long leash.
But
Beth is, Beth is mature, even though she's got addiction issues.
she is mature. Obviously, her background has made her grow up really fast. We see in this episode she lost her virginity, which was
fucking loser.
A loser, and that happens a lot, man.
Yeah,
I got 3 little girls, and you got 3 girls too, right?
Yeah.
So I'm always telling my daughters, even now, don't trust anything any man says. Not that far, but yeah. I just warn them that, hey, as you get older, get into high school and stuff like that, boys are going to tell you what you want to
hear. We believe in a higher power, but I also said, hey, we're driven by a lot of these biological urges.
Yeah. And
these biological, drivers.
Absolutely.
They can even be telling you things that they believe. Like, I believe I love you, but it's driven by internal mechanisms that make you want to procreate.
And, right? I'm not trying to make my daughters not trust any man. Yeah. But, I do want them to have their guard up, especially with high school boys and middle school boys. Because those dudes, the chances of them being their husband someday is less than 1%. Yeah. Right? But the chance of them being a baby daddy, if something goes awry,
it's probably like 25%.
It's decent if it goes the wrong way, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So I, that was kind of hard for me. It put me, thinking of my kids. But, I tell you what, when we see her mom pass away, I'm really happy that her mom had the opportunity to see her graduate high school, made a big deal about it, and then had that weekend with Tony Vogue or whatever his name was.
And of course we're going back and forth here, but, Tony Vogue, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting, to have a pen pal like that, and for them to go so long corresponding to each other without meeting each other. It's interesting, like I know for myself, being a YouTuber for a long time, I got to meet a lot of people who've watched what I've done, and then and then I create, and then I form friendships with these people. Yeah. And eventually I get to meet them. It's a pretty surreal thing, yeah. It's
surreal, but it's a lot easier these days because now you got different apps and ways of
you can FaceTime
instantly. Back then, it wasn't that easy, and I made a joke during it how I wonder if he's a catfish. Well, that wasn't even a thing back there. He ended up being the real deal.
He did. He might have been a little bit of a player,
Yeah. Well, another problem is though with if you have a face-to-face pen pal, you can't trust it even with cameras because all these damn filters now. You know what I mean? This woman looks, like she's 120 pounds. Really, she's 220.
No, yeah.
And guys, it goes the other way too. Where guys do the same thing with women. So
yeah.
I mean, have you ever had a pen pal like pre-Facebook, pre-technology?
Charles Hupp, Jessup, Georgia. He actually lives in Ohio now. His grandparents lived down the road from my parents. And he came in the summers for like a month at a time. And he'd play with me and Zach. In the woods, we'd hang out. And then we were kind of pen pals for a little bit, and then we stopped. But oddly enough, 3 months ago, his grandparents, they were walking up the road, they said, "Are you Shane?" I said, "Yeah." And I got a hold of Charles on Facebook. We just talked for a minute. He said, "Hey, if I'm in that area, let's get some lunch."
Cool.
And we haven't spoken, but it's good. We're Facebook friends now.
Yeah, you kind of reconnected briefly, but you never know what that might turn into.
Yeah, it was cool. So that's kind of what that is. I have a lot of friends who don't live near me.
Right.
Like friends from high school, especially, who now they're all over the place, and we text, and that's basically the closest thing.
Yeah. I had a pen pal in probably middle school, probably 13 or so, 12 or 13. I went camping with Robert. In my family, my mom, my dad didn't go, and I met a girl there, and she was like 16, 17, and we ended up becoming pen pals and writing each other for a long time, but it fizzled out. I thought I was in love with her for a little while, but
of course,
it fizzled out, and who knows where she is now.
On AOL Instant Messenger, there was a girl, you might have been out of the picture by then, in college. Her name was Roxy. She lived in San Diego, California.
I remember that name.
She was actually half Filipino.
I remember that name, yeah.
And I was in 6th, 7th grade. I don't know. And we talked for a couple of years on AOL Instant Messenger.
Right.
And I'll never. It's just weird because I still vividly remember conversations. You know what I mean? And I thought I was in love, kind of.
And you never know what happened to her. She's just.
Well, after a while, she graduated high school, went to college, and she kind of stop talking to me.
Right.
But every once in a while, hey, how you doing, hon?
Right. But no contact now.
Yeah, and of course, now.
She's married and has 4 kids now. And
lives in a trailer park, probably. I don't know. Not saying that's bad,
Filipinos do not live in trailer parks.
We don't.
It's exclusively
none of us.
White trash.
Pretty much, right? And we know this show, she has long hair later on. Maybe she'll see Georgie again.
She might.
Maybe Tony Vogue will come back from, Waka?
I think Tony Vogue's on to the next woman, probably.
Yeah.
I wonder if Tony Vogue will ever find out that she died. His weekend love interest passed away. But and then obviously at the end of the episode, Beth's mom dies. She calls her dad Austin, and he is just Austin Wheatley. He is just a
fucking goober.
He's a goober. He's a King Kong dickhead.
Yeah, man.
And
so what the hell's I thought we were going to see a woman in the background. We didn't.
I thought we were going to see something. Yeah, and
she's like, I'm just busy. What the fuck, dude?
He said he was busy. He said he was low on cash. He's he's cash strapped. But I was looking for any kind of empathy at all from this clown. I don't know why I expected any empathy because he never showed any. Yeah. But even in her death, he showed none, just none. I mean, he was helpful to some degree because he gave Beth some just directions on who to contact for the house and stuff like that, and the burial of the body. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just a dick, man. No emotion at all.
Yeah,
he almost sounded angry.
I think he sounded
annoyed,
like an inconvenience.
Yeah, annoyed. But yeah, it was just it was a tough episode. It really was. I think coming off the last episode where it was a lot of highs. We saw her win in Cincinnati, tie for the championship and the U.S. Open. Do well financially. This episode was quite a bit different.
I mean, in this episode, it's like her it's like her chess life and her real life are both kind of taking a hit. You know what I mean?
Taking a hit, man. And I think in this next episode, episode 5, it's gonna be interesting to see if she rebounds or if it just continues to unravel.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm loving this show, guys. Hope you're enjoying it with us. Okay, all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this reaction between me and Jamie. If you like us, you want to support us, just like and subscribe. Leave some comments down below. Let us know if you like our funny banter. Well, hopefully it was funny. All right. Check out our other reactions too. All right. Peace.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?